What's going on, everyone? In this video, I'm going to be going over the DJI Mavic Air, whether or not you should consider picking one up. Let's get into it. So if you are new here, my name is Jake with Scott. I make photography and filmmaking videos like this one every single week. So if that is something of interest to you, be sure to go down below, hit the subscribe and the bell notification to be notified every week when I drop that new video. Also, I'm running a giveaway when I hit 1,000 subscribers. Well, I'm ending the giveaway when I hit 1,000 subscribers. So if you want to get entered in that, check the first link in the description. And like I said, hit the subscribe button right down below. So pretty much in the world of filmmaking, DJI pretty much rules the market when it comes to drones, especially in the market of super small portable drones like this one. Now, starting off with the pros to this drone is, of course, the main pro of it is it's super small and super portable. When folded up, this makes the actual Mavic look big, which that's kind of hard to do. But not only does the drone get small like this, the actual controller itself, the thing that I like about it is the joysticks. You can remove the joysticks, so it makes it super easy to just go ahead and slide right into your bag. Now, the next thing that's super impressive about this drone is the speed. This thing can hit almost 40 miles an hour, and the fact that you can get that sort of speed in a package this size, to me, is insane. In fact, there's a certain shot that I had where I was just flying the drone straight up, and I noticed a flock of pelicans, literally put into sport mode and started to fly with them, and then started to actually go too fast and pass them. So really, this drone, the fact that it has so much speed gives you so much versatility with this drone. The second thing is the fact that you actually have really good range with this drone, considering you don't have any interference. So if you're pretty much in like an open area or so, someplace with not a ton of people, the range is super good with this. Even in places with a decent amount of people and a decent amount of interference, you can still get this thing pretty far away. And I really haven't had any issues with it so far. The only issue I've had is when I decided to fly it under a concrete bridge, not in sight. You know, when I say it, it really doesn't sound like a good idea. I almost lost it, actually. But I really, you know what, just here's the video. So if you do decide to get one of these, don't fly it under a bridge where you can't see it. And the next thing is flight time is actually really good with this drone, especially if you go ahead and go for the Fly More combo or whatever it's called with the 2 extra batteries. One battery you can get 20+ minutes with, especially if you're flying, you know, conservatively and not in sport mode constantly and just gunning it constantly. You can get plenty of shoot time on one battery. That being said, if you are planning on actually shooting video with it, I would definitely go for the Fly More combo or whatever it's called to get those extra batteries. Now, when it comes to camera quality of this drone, it's honestly extremely impressive what kind of camera they could pack into such a small package. That being said, as soon as you start getting to lower light situations where you have to raise the ISO to 400+, noise definitely comes in super quick. So if you're in any situation where you're gonna have to use higher ISOs, I would maybe look at some other drones, but most of the time people are gonna be shooting, you know, during sunset or during the day. So this drone will do an extremely good job. And when it comes to price, this is one of the cheapest drones on the market, but I feel like it's kind of expensive for what it is. So you have to really determine, you know, do you want to go ahead and dish out some extra money to go ahead and get something like a Mavic 2, or do you really want that super convenient portable size for the money? And finally, moving into the cons, like I said, it is still really expensive, around $1,000 for the Fly More combo. But I think one of the biggest cons is the gimbal and gimbal controls. Now, the gimbal, if you're in the cinematic mode, works extremely well, but seeing that it's so small and sort of tucked into the body, as soon as you throw it into sport mode and go full on, the gimbal will tilt down just a little bit. the fact that it is tucked in the body, because if it doesn't tilt down, you're gonna start seeing the blades and props in front in your shot. So as long as you're shooting anything that's sort of down or angled down a little bit, you're gonna be completely fine. But if you need to shoot something straight on at a high speed, you're probably not going to be able to do that with this drone. You're gonna need something that has a better, gimbal range of motion, or something with a camera mounted on the front of it. And when it comes to gimbal controls, the fact that the gimbal control on the remote is this little thing right here, it's just kind of hard, the fact that it is so small with this. I would have liked to see something a little bit bigger and a little bit nicer to get smoother gimbal controls with. And as I already mentioned, one of the cons is it can pick up interference because it is a Wi-Fi based drone. But the final con is the controller. Now, it's actually a really good controller. The only issue that I have with it is there's no like removable battery option. So the thing is, the battery in this lasts for a super long time. You can get a bunch of flights out of it, but the only thing is you have to actually plug in the controller to go ahead and charge it. Now this is kind of preference, but I would have liked to see a removable battery option, because honestly the battery on this lasts for so long that it's so easy to forget about, and you can just be back flying and realize, oh, my controller is left on 1 bar because I haven't charged it in 3 weeks. So it's kind of a pro and a con. Of course, it lasts for a super long time, but it's so easy to forget about, and the fact that it doesn't have any removable batteries like the actual drone itself. I would have liked to see a removable chargeable battery, but you could have also removed it and put in, double A's or something like that, in case you had, an emergency where you forgot to go ahead and charge up the batteries in the remote. But that's pretty much it for this video. As you've already seen some of these videos on my channel I've shot with this, it makes some amazing footage. Like I said, it can get a little bit noisy in the low light situations, but definitely if you are looking for a small, super portable drone that you're gonna be mainly shooting during daytime or in the evenings, like when there's still some light out, this is still a super awesome drone to go ahead and pick up. But that's pretty much it for this one. I'll see you. I don't know how this ending just went. But that is pretty much it for this one. If you are on the fence about picking this up, and let's say you're new to actually flying drones and just want to get into it and want to get into a good video drone, I would honestly highly recommend this, because not only is it, pretty easy to learn with, but it's also pretty durable. I've crashed this a couple times, nothing crazy, but it can definitely take a little bit of a beating. Also, if you're just getting into it, like I mentioned, there's a lot of room to grow with this drone, with the fact that, you can fly this thing at like 40 miles an hour. And, like I said, when it comes to DJI, it is one of the cheapest drones you can get from DJI. Definitely still not cheap though. But that's pretty much it for this one. I'll see you later.